Oh, okay, so we are going to talk about how to develop our annotated works cited page. So your annotated works cited page is eventually going to become your works cited page. What you'll do at that point when it's ready to produce the final product is you'll get rid of the annotations, kind of reformat it, and your works cited page will be done. So that'll be nice. But in the meantime, this is what we have to do. So if we look at the directions, as you find and review 3 critical sources related to your novel. Alrighty, so we are looking for 3 critical sources. So that is to say, in total, oops, that's crazy looking. All right. In total, you have 4 sources. Gatsby, and then your 3 critical sources. Basically, these are just your secondary sources. All right, so you have Gatsby, that's your primary source, and you're looking for your critical or secondary sources. So you will create a bibliography entry for each source. At the bottom of each bibliography entry, there should be a selection entitled Annotation, in which you will write 1 paragraph explaining the purpose and scope of the source, and then another paragraph explaining the relevance, applicability of your note source to your thesis or research question. Now, we developed our research question the other day. Your research question, basically rephrased as a statement, becomes your thesis statement. So we're kind of using those as a lump phrase. So some notes. You do not have to include an annotation for the novel. All right, I'm not looking for you to now go back and annotate the whole novel. That's why as we were reading, we annotated the novel, so you wouldn't have to do it now. Number 2, you are to source your research from the school's media center databases. I'm even going to put this in a different. Alrighty. And I have another video posted that reviews how to do that. Here's another important bit. Any materials found outside of those databases must be approved by me or they will not count as a source. All right, I'm going to save you the trouble. Wikipedia doesn't count as a source. Schmoop doesn't count as a source. SparkNotes doesn't count as a source. Wikipedia, did I say that already? Already? If I didn't, let me say, Wikipedia does not count as a source. All right, save yourself the time. Use the library media center databases. So, let's look at the requirements. You will complete a bibliography entry for each source. In the annotation box, you must do the following. Explain the purpose and scope of the source. In other words, summarize what the article is about. That's your first task. And then next, you need to identify the specific applicability of the source to your paper. How does this article apply to what you're thinking you want to write about? All right? This here, you don't necessarily have to address every one of these questions. These are just the type of things that you need to be thinking about as you're reading. All right? What parts of the article do you think you will use? What strengths? What weaknesses? I mean, basically, I want you to do a close analysis and identify what you think is relevant to you. This is how you'll be graded. Now, this is a pretty hefty grade, all right? This is 50 points. So we want to make sure that we're doing this well, not only for the points, but it's also going to make writing the actual paper worlds easier, okay? Also, it's good practice because when you do the senior essay next year, which is a graduation requirement, you're doing the same exact steps. I model our paper exactly after theirs. So you're practicing all the skills now. You're welcome. So nice. Okay. So this is an example, right? Below is an example. Now I know above I said, write annotation. If you can write annotation, I broke it down the way I did because I think it's clear this way. But your works cited page, your annotated works cited should look basically exactly like this. Now, at the top here, this is where you should write your thesis or research question. It is centered at the top of your page. You're going to write that once. It's kind of the title essentially, of your annotated works cited page. All right. You write your research question, whatever it is. And then under that, you have your first of what will be 3 entries total. Now, that is the minimum. You can definitely do more than 3 sources, but you need at least 3 secondary sources. So you'd put entry 1. So in this example, I use a novel called Grendel. So here I have the MLA style citation. Right. Now you'll notice it is formatted correctly. It has the hanging indent. It has all the appropriate information in all the appropriate places. If you need a refresher on how to do these citations, check out Purdue's OWL. If you search Purdue OWL MLA, that's Purdue University's online writing lab, obviously the MLA section, find the type of article you're using. If you're using the databases, it'll be most likely an electronic journal or an article from an electronic journal or database. So find that. Now, you have your MLA style citation at the top. Next, purpose and scope. This article analyzes Grendel's comprehension of insanity as he encounters different experiences. Ruben Sanchez argues that Grendel comes to understand blah, 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 blah. This is the summary of the article, right? Just a brief summary of what the article's about. And then next we have applicability, how this applies. I can apply this article to my research because my paper focuses on X, Y, and Z. I don't care if you use that exact same first sentence in every single one of your entries. It makes it clear and easy to understand, so have at it. So you'll do this, right? I can use it in such a way. And then beneath that, obviously it would be entry 2. And then you put the citation, blah, 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 da, 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 and so on and so forth. All right. You do want to have this typed, MLA standard, Times New Roman, etc., etc. Submit it to the Google Classroom post, and you should be right as rain. If you have any issues with research, if you need any help, if you need any guidance, reach out, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, talk soon. Bye.